Viernes 25 de abril. Carlsbad en Center de Roswell, Nuevo México. Trae para ti la agrupación más solicitada por la raza. Secreto, grupo secreto.
Este amor secreto que quema fuego lento.
Conjunto Amanecer.
Y si tu amor no vuelve, me toca conformarme con fotografía.
Con ellos, el origen norteño. El origen norteño.
Sinceramente yo te juro que te amo.
Los consentidos del norte de Ciudad Juárez. Consentidos del norte.
Saludazo para toda la gente de Chihuahua.
La cita es el viernes 25 de abril. Preventa especial limitada, solo $40. Puertas abren desde las 8 de la noche. Compra tus boletos de preventa. El Encanto de Cener, el Churro Bar, la Cosita, Paletería Brenducci. Evento para todas las edades.
At National Furniture Liquidators, it's a tax.
You tell me when you're ready.
Sale featuring famous Ashley brand furniture. Truckload savings like your choice. 4-piece queen bed.
Or wait till they take the field.
Entertainment centers $148. A 5-piece pub set $295. Or an Ashley reclining sofa or love seat just $588 each. Many more savings plus great financing options regardless of your credit. Ashley
Test.
When it comes to value, quality, and selection,
Nobody beats short.
Ready? Okay. We're on Carlsbad Radio too then, huh? On the radio? Okay.
Did you know almost 75% of the time we're replacing a roof? Something totally weird or...
In a medical emergency, every second counts. Artesia General Hospital.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM Carlsbad.
Ready to provide
the Roswell Lady Coyotes coming in this contest.
Don't wait.
5'11" overall, ranked 20th in the 5A classification, 32nd overall in the state of New Mexico, and begin their second contest in district play. They're currently 1-1 in district. They'll be taking on the Carlsbad Cave Girls, who are who are overall 10-6 overall, 2-0 in district, ranked 12th in the 5A classification, ranked 9th overall in the state of New Mexico. Art Sandoval flying solo here this evening. Let's go ahead and let's go over the starting lineups here for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. Number 17, the center fielder will be Bianca Villa. Batting in the second hole, number 11, the second baseman will be Paris Weldon. Batting third, wearing jersey number 4, playing third base, Aubrey Hernandez. Batting fourth, playing shortstop, wearing jersey number 20 is Kalian Fuentes. Number 9, batting in the 5 spot will be Allison Madrid, playing right field. And batting in the 6 spot, wearing jersey number 2, pitching Katrina Ortega. Batting 7th, wearing jersey 14, Kendra Ortega, catching. And batting 8th, wearing jersey number 6, Michaela Chester. She will be playing left field. And batting 9th, number 12 is going to be Faith Rivera. She'll be playing first base in this first game. All right, for the Roswell Lady Coyotes, starting lineup, number 1 in the 1 hole, I should say, wearing jersey number 12, Yarida Aragon. She'll be playing third base to start off. Batting in the second spot will be number 1, Medea Patino, playing center field. Batting third will be number 5, Bella Ornales, playing right field, followed by number 4, the cleanup hitter, number 10, Alani Bertarin. She'll be doing the pitching in the circle for the Roswell Lady Coyotes this evening. Batting in the 5th spot, number 3 is Emily Marcus. She'll do the catching. Batting in the 6th spot will be number 4, Lauren Lucero. She'll be playing left field. And number 7 will be Elena Tarin. She's wearing jersey number 15, playing in first base. And in the 8th spot will be Number 11, Aslan Fuentes. She'll be playing second base. And then in the 9 hole, number 13 will be Jaslyn Horton, and she'll be playing shortstop this evening. As I mentioned earlier, the Roswell Coyotes come into this contest 5-11 overall, 1-1 in district play, ranked 20th in the state of New Mexico, 32nd overall in the state of New Mexico. And again, for the Carlsbad Cave Girls, overall 10-6, ranked 12th in the 5A classification, 9th overall in the state of New Mexico, and it had 2 victories over Clovis to make their district record 2-0. We will be going over statistics here in just a moment as well for both squads. As we mentioned earlier, the Roswell Lady Coyotes will be starting out in the circle with Alani Tarin. She'd be wearing jersey number 10. And let's see here, excuse me, wearing jersey number 10, currently with an ERA of 8.91 according to Max Preps, but we'll talk about the statistics here in just a moment. We're going to stand here for the playing of the national anthem.
One nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all. Play ball.
All right, stand corrected. Some technical difficulties. We will go and play the, instead we'll just go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance as that has already been conducted and played. All right, so going back to statistics here for the Roswell Lady Coyotes, as we mentioned earlier, Lonnie Tarin, better known as Bear, wearing jersey number 10, currently with an ERA of 8.91, and this is just going from Max Preps. The record is 0-0. Not certain if that is accurate or not, but going, again, based on the Max Preps statistics here, put in by coaches in the state of New Mexico. And as far as Carlsbad is concerned, as we mentioned earlier, the pitcher for Carlsbad, let me get my stuff here organized here, will be Katrina Ortega. She's wearing jersey number 2, and she currently has 22 innings pitched. And trying to see her ERA as of right this moment. Katrina, let me go back to page 1 here. As I mentioned earlier, number 2, Katrina Ortega. Katrina Ortega currently has a 6.05 ERA with 2 wins and 2 losses. And I bet anything that's what is going on here on this page here for the Roswell Lady Coyotes. I'm not sure if this is correct. No, it might be correct. So again, Alani Tarin has an 8.91 ERA. So, all right. Well, we're just seconds away here. As I mentioned earlier, the Lady Coyotes coming in this contest 5-11 overall, 1-1 in district play. Took on the Hobbs Lady Eagles on Tuesday, losing the first game 15-7, and then the second game winning 9-3. All right, batting for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. Let's get my statistics here. Will be Bianca Villa. Bianca Villa currently batting 194. Will do the leadoff hitting from the left side. The pitch from Tarin is going to be down low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes with no outs. We're here in the top half of the first inning. And a beautiful day here in Roswell, New Mexico. Not very much wind, probably only about 50 miles an hour. I'm being facetious when I say that. It's extremely terrible here with the wind currently. So let's see what happens here. Both squads have to play in it. And then there's the pitch by Tarin, and that's going to be ball upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Bianca Villa, batting first out of 9 hitters. Going back to statistics here, Bianca Villa with 40 plate appearances, 36 at-bats with 6 runs scored, 7 hits with 7 RBIs, 2 of those which are doubles, 1 home run for Bianca Villa. 3-0 is the count. Make it now 4 straight balls to the hitter, Bianca Villa. Now coming up to the plate will be number 11, which will be Paris Weldon. Weldon playing second base this evening, especially in game 1. Weldon batting .357 with 53 plate appearances, 42 at-bats with 17 runs, 15 hits.
patients. Access to the right treatments makes all the difference. Artesia General Hospital's Infusion Center provides IV therapy and biologic treatments, so you don't have to travel far for care. Expert infusion therapy right here in Artesia. Call 575-736-8256 today to learn more. Injury, surgery, or illness can set you back, but you don't have to recover alone. At Artesia General Hospital, our rehabilitation services team provides physical, occupational, and speech therapy to help you regain strength, mobility, and confidence. Take the next step toward recovery. Call 575-736-8174 today to schedule an appointment and get back to living life to the fullest.
Out, 4 out, number 1. So that's going to be the first out for Carlsbad. And now coming up to the plate will be number 2, Katrina. I beg your pardon again. Number 1 will be Medea Patino. Working on Game Changer here for the fans here, and also KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad, New Mexico. There's going to be the attempted bunt by Patino and out of play for strike 1. Tell you what, there's probably plenty of foul balls in between that fence and the grandstands. Plenty of it. Had a lot of trees in between the fences there. It's hard to get those out. All right, the count is 0-1. There's going to be the attempted bunt again, and looks like Patino will beat it out for the base hit. So it'll be an infield. hit for Patino. Now coming up to the plate for the Roswell Lady Coyotes will be number 5, Bella Ornelas. Excuse me. Bella Ornelas batting .535 on the year. 47 plate appearances with 43 at-bats, 11 runs scored with 23 hits, 8 of those with RBIs, 6 doubles, and 1 triple. All right, the call is going to be ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The Lady Coyotes with the runner at first base with Patino with the nice bunt to get on with her speed. The hitter is Bella Ornelas facing Ortega, and that's going to be strike number 1 inside on the call strike. Overall, the Roswell Lady Coyotes on the year currently hitting .358 as a team, 512 plate appearances, 450 at-bats with 97 runs scored, 161 of those being hits, and then, of course, 80 RBIs, 39 doubles with 5 triples and only 5 home runs. That's going to be a strike fouled out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes with an out. Patino at first base. The hitter is Bella Ornelas. There's the pitch, and that's going to be outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. This is the second district opponent for the Lady Coyotes, splitting with Hobbs on Tuesday, 15-7, and, of course, winning the nightcap. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be strike number 3 on the call strike. And that's going to be out number 2. So coming up to the plate now will be number 10 for the Lady Coyotes, and that's going to be Alani Darin. Alani batting .333 on the year coming into this ball game. Let's see what she does here, as she is the starting pitcher for the Roswell Lady Coyotes here in game number 1. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And 2 outs for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. Again, the pitcher in game 1 is Katrina Ortega in the circle, and that's going to be fouled back for strike number 2. 0-2 with 2 strikes. You are listening and watching KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad, New Mexico. Counts 0-2, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch by Ortega is there, and it's going to be outside for ball 1, and Patino will get credit for the stolen base. So 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Barrett Tarin, the hitter for the Roswell Lady Coyotes. There is the pitch, and that's going to be upstairs for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Score is 0-0 here in the bottom half of the first inning. There's the pitch by Ortega, and that one's going to be swing and a miss, and it looks like a drop there strike. It's going to go from Ortega to Rivera for out number 3. So let's get this scored correctly here. It's going to be a drop there strike, swinging, and the batter will be out at first base for out number 3. All right, at the end of 1, the Roswell Lady Coyotes, no runs on 1 hit, no errors on 18 pitches. Coming up bat for Carlsbad will be Fuentes, Madrid, and Ortega. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Central Valley Electric is continually learning and advancing technology that improves electric service, reliability, and safety, and in turn enhancing the quality of life for members that we serve in our local communities. CVE offers an account management program called Smart Hub that allows members to track their usage, set up convenient pay methods, and the ability to manage their energy use with smart technologies. A secure system such as Smart Hub is an easy tool to use. To sign up, visit cvecoop.org and click Smart Hub to get.
Welcome back, KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM Carlsbad. We're here in Roswell as the Roswell Coyotes taking on the Carlsbad Cave Girls. Coming up to bat for Carlsbad will be Fuentes, Madrid, and Ortega. And Kayleigh Fuentes swings and a miss for strike one. Nothing in one with no outs and a windy afternoon. I guess it's now evening. That's a nice swing. Swing and a miss for strike two. Let's see if Bertarin here can do her job with this frame on this hitter here. Let's see if there's the pitch. And that one's going to be a curveball away outside. So ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kayleigh Fuentes. Playing shortstop here in this first game. Kayleigh batting .413 on the year. Strong hitter for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. That's going to be upstairs for ball 2. Yeah, Kayleigh coming in this contest, bat .413 with 57 plate appearances, 46 at-bats with 15 runs, 19 hits, 24 of those RBIs, and 8 home runs on the year. That one's going to be swung, and that's going to be out of play, and the count will continue to be 2 balls with 2 strikes. As we mentioned, Kayleigh with 8 home runs, leading the Carlsbad Cave Girls in that category. All right, Bertarin gets set to throw in the circle. There's the pitch, and that's going to be ball 3 away. Carlsbad, as a team, batting .287 with 509 at-bats, or plate appearances, and 414 at-bats. 20 home runs on the year for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. There's the pitch, and that's going to be hit high. Could be trouble, but Patino is there for out number 1. So anything can happen here in Roswell due to the high winds. Now coming up to the plate for Carlsbad will be number 9, which is Allison Madrid. Madrid coming in this contest batting .214. First pitch will be a called strike. Tarin with 23 pitches, an inning and a third so far. These two teams had played each other earlier in the year, and actually that game was played up in the Las Cruces area, and Carlsbad lost that game 7-6 in 8 innings, and there's going to be a changeup in the dirt for ball number 2. 2 balls and a strike. Originally I thought it was at the Cleveland tournament, but that was at the Las Cruces tournament where Carlsbad beat Roswell by 1 run. That's going to be fell back to the screen. That was on March 15th. Carlsbad won 7, 6, and 8. All right, Bertarin gets set to throw. There's going to be the curveball. And that's going to be outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. To the hitter, Madrid, and that's going to be ball 4. So now Carlsbad has a runner at first base. Coming up now for the Carlsbad Cave Girls, will be Katrina Ortega. All right, ball 1. Ortega, the 6th batter of 9, wearing jersey number 2. Coming in this contest betting .283. Has 1 home run on the year. Anything can happen here with the wind. That's going to be outside for ball 2. Two balls and no strikes with 1 out. The score is 0-0 if you're just now tuning in to KSVPTV.com. We are broadcasting live from Roswell High School, the campus of Roswell High School, and we're on the air, 96.3 FM, KAMQ. Carlsbad, and now the count is 3 balls and no strikes. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be outside for, oh gosh, okay, that's going to be a called strike. So that's going to be 3 balls and a strike. From this angle, it looked like it was a ball, but the umpire said it was a strike, so we'll go with the call. 3 balls and a strike. And that one's going to be hit, and looks like Ortega will be safe. Let's see what the official scorebook will say. Looks like it's going to be a hit for Ortega, although Aragon got a glove on it, but it was a tough play. We'll give the hit to Ortega. Coming up to the plate now will be number 14, Kendra Ortega, doing the catching this evening. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Score 0-0. Lady Cave Girls have runners in scoring position now with Madrid at second base, Ortega at first, and there's going to be the attempted bunt. That was downstairs, and I think that Ortega's probably saying, I wish I had that back. That ball was in the dirt, but the count is all even with 1 out. Score 0-0. Aragon at third base, Tarin at first base. The middle is going to be Horton and Fuentes. There is the pitch, and that one's going to be hit hard and foul out of play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and an out. And directly southwest is the baseball game starting at 5 p.m., a district contest in a single. That game will start at 5 p.m. Also going to be on KSVPTV.com. Kelly McDonald will have the action there. That one's going to be swinging a miss, and runners will advance. And there is not a call, and they're going to say safe. Nobody was in position. But that's going to be a swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike number 3 for out number 2. But runners will advance, and we'll get credit for the stolen base. So double steal. And I'm going to tell you, at this time right here, you have the umpire behind the plate, and then you have the field umpire, or the field official, had no position whatsoever, and everybody's safe at the corners here. So, all right, so coming up to plate will be number 6, will be Michaela Chester. Chester coming in this ball game batting .348 on the year. Ortega at second base, Madrid at third. So the home plate umpire said he didn't have possession, and then the field umpire didn't see it at all, and everybody's safe for the Cave Girls. The call is going to be ball. So 2 balls to the hitter, number 6, Michaela Chester. There's the pitch, and that's going to be downstairs in the dirt, and it gets away from Marquez, and the Cave Girls will strike first on the wild pitch. And Ortega will advance to third also safely on the same play. And now the count is 3-0 to the hitter Chester. There's the pitch, and that's going to be an inside strike. So 3 balls and a strike, and I would anticipate that she was going to take all the way, but that was inside. There's the pitch by Bertarin. That's going to be fouled back for strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Carlsbad on top currently here in the top half of the second inning. 1-0 on the wild pitch. And there's the pitch now. And there's going to be a shot, and it looks like that's going to be fair. And that might be a stand-up double, so the RBI also will be credited to Chester. So ball in play. Nice hit by the Carlsbad Cave Girls. It will be a stand-up double. And now the Carlsbad Cave girls take the lead 2-0. Now coming up to the plate will be number 12 is going to be Faith Rivera. Faith Rivera will draw number 1 ball. Yeah, Chester hit the ball hard, went over the base before it went foul. We'll get credit for the double and the stand-up. Oh, there's going to be a shot up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. And let's see if Santa will send Chester, and she does, and she'll be safe at home. And a stand-up double and an RBI for the hitter, Rivera. So we'll give Rivera credit for the single up the middle, as Chester will go around third base and score safely on the throw, and Rivera will advance to second on the same play, which is the throw. Coming up to bat now for Carlsbad will be Bianca Villa, who is 0 for 0 in this contest. Had 1 walk in her first frame. As I mentioned earlier, Bianca Villa coming in this contest, batting 194 on the year, ball 1. So 3-0 is a score on this Wednesday evening, 5:04 p.m. on the 17th of April, 2025. That will be the corner, strike 1. All right, 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. There's the pitch, and that's going to be downstairs for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. Thanks for listening and watching KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad, and that's going to be swinging a miss. Actually, it's going to be now confirmed a foul ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runners do not have to go. The lonesome runner is at second base with Rivera getting the single and advance to second on the throw. The hitter is Bianca Villa, and that one's going to be strike number 3, and that's going to be confirmed. Okay, so that will be out number 3. So 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 34 pitches for Tarin as the pitcher. Coming up for the Roswell Lady Coyotes will be Marcus, Lucero, and Tarin. We'll be right back, KSVPTV.com. KAMQ 96.3 FM Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
April showers? Not here. Instead, we shower you with savings. We have tons of new vehicles, great interest rates, thousands of dollars off, and a bunch of additional upgrades to add on. And don't forget about our Powertrain for Life program on each qualified purchase. No umbrella needed. Just come grab the deal of the season. Richland Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where the forecast is always savings.
All right, everyone, we want to invite you to the 3rd annual Roswell Honda Classic, where the golf is fun, but better than that, we have free beer, free food, free prizes, and the chance to win this 2025 Honda Civic.
Out of the lanes, very predictable.
Did they get any umpires yet?
Yep.
They did?
Welcome back to KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 Carlsbad, as the Carlsbad Cave Girls taking on the Roswell Lady Coyotes here in Roswell, New Mexico. Carlsbad currently with the lead 3-0. They got 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 34 pitches for the pitcher, Alani Tarin. All right, coming up for Roswell will be number 3, Emily Marquez. Emily Marquez coming in this contest batting .224 with 55 plate appearances, 49 of those at-bats and 6 runs scored, and 1 home run on the year for Emily Marquez. The first pitch will be a called ball. 1 ball, no strikes with 1 out. Carlsbad with the lead, 3-0. Defensively for the Carlsbad Cave Girls will be number 4 at third base, Aubrey Hernandez. At shortstop will be Fuentes. Number 11 will be Paris Weldon. And at first base will be number 12 will be Faith Rivera. In the outfield, left to right, will be Chester Villa and Madrid. In the battery will be Ortega. Number 2, Ortega pitching, and number 14 is catching. And that's going to be popped up, and that's going to be trouble, but Weldon takes control and gets the out for out number 1. All right, now coming up to the plate will be number 4, Lauren Lucero, who is currently batting .339 on the year. And with 19 hits, 6 of those with RBIs. And as I mentioned earlier, the Roswell Lady Coyotes batting as a team .358, according to Max Preps, this document in front of me. First pitch is going to be a called strike inside. Batting .358. Okay. The hitter is Lauren Lucero. That one's going to be inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Carlsbad with the lead, 3-0. Lauren Lucero batting 6th out of 9. Awaits the pitch from number 2, Katrina Ortega. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be straight up the middle, and wow, what a play by Ortega. I tell you what, right at her glove and catches it. That's always a pitcher's scariest moment, and definitely if you're a parent in the stands, sure glad that she caught it. You don't ever want to see a pitcher get hurt, but good catch by Ortega for out number 2. So let's get this scored here. And the first pitch will be ball 1 to the hitter, number 2, Katrina, to the Tarin. Number 15. There's 2 Tarins for the Roswell Lady Coyotes. They're all A Tarin. So this is number 15, Elena Tarin, not Alani Tarin. This is Elena Tarin, who is playing first base. Elena Tarin, the senior, first baseman, hits it over to the left side, and a nice grab by number 6, Michaela Chester, for out number 3. So, wow, job well done defensively for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. But that will be out number 3. So at the end of 2, the Roswell Lady Coyotes, no runs on no hits, 7 pitches only for Ortega. Coming up for Carlsbad will be Weldon, Hernandez, and Fuentes. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Aaron Dishman, your general sales manager down here at
Are we going to go 30
Ford.
seconds
Did
or
you
a minute?
know that
30
Ford
seconds?
Motor Company
Okay, so I can
employs
say
more
30
American
seconds or
workers than any
after this
other
message?
manufacturer in the United States? Did you also know that Ford Motor Company has the largest manufacturing footprint in the U.S.? That's right, guys. That's why during the month of April, we're going to reconfirm our commitment to you with employee pricing for all. That's right. You pay what we pay. Down here at Roswell Ford, we have hundreds.
All right, welcome back to Lady Coyote Softball, KSVPTV.com. We are on the air, KAMQ 6.3 FM Carlsbad. Score 3-0 as the Carlsbad Cave Girls with the lead. And coming up to bat for the Cave Girls will be number 11, will be Paris Weldon, who is currently 0 for 1. She grounded on the first frame as she hit a ground ball over to the shortstop area and went 6-3 for that out. And coming up and really wanting some opportunities to revenge. And let's see what happens here with Weldon as she is facing Bertarin. Windy evening here in Roswell. As we mentioned earlier, defensively for the Coyotes will be Aragon, Horton, Fuentes, and Tarin left to right now. And left to right in the outfield will be Lucero, Patino, and Ornelas. Ball 1 to the hitter Weldon. Weldon with the open stance, bat on her shoulder as she now picks it up, gets set up, and waits for the pitch. And that one's going to be hit to the left side. Let's see if that's going to be out of the park, off the fence, and we'll have a stand-up double as Patino will relay and get the ball in to Fuentes, and that's going to be a stand-up double for your hitter Weldon. So good effort by Patino. And I thought she might have had a chance, but it well hit. And now coming up to the plate will be number 4, Aubrey Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 1 in this contest, and she flew out to the second baseman in her first frame. takes the pitch, and ball one. 1 ball, no strikes to the hitter, Hernandez. The double off the wall by Weldon is in scoring position. Let's see if Hernandez will hit the ball or if she will try to bunt Weldon over to third base. Now, in the past, I do remember Hernandez. She does have 2 home runs on the year. She, I think, was one of the top 3 leading the teams in home runs last year. And currently, like I said, with 2 home runs this year, we'll take strike number 1. 2 balls and a strike. Does some pitching for the Carlsbad Cave Girls as well. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be a called strike for strike 2. New shortstop for the Lady Coyotes this evening will be Jaslyn Horton Fuentes at second base, up the middle here. Inside here, the corners will be Elena Tarin and Aragon will play even for the Lady Coyotes. There's the pitch, and that's going to be upstairs for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Make it full count to the hitter, Hernandez. Hernandez batting 3 of 9. There's the pitch. And we'll have a little dribbler over to the shortstop as Horton will deliver 6-3 for the out. And the overthrow by Elena Tarin will score Weldon. And now the Cave Girls will now have a 4-0 lead. So the ground ball over to Horton, played well out at first base for out number 2. And that will be other, and we're going to call that an error on the first baseman. And then, of course, on the fielding error by Elena Tarin there. So it is now going to be 1 strike to the hitter, Fuentes. Fuentes awaits, and that one's going to be hit hard, and that one, my friends, might be gone. Bye-bye ball, and that's going to be a solo home run for Kayleigh Fuentes. And that ball will be a home run. And now the lead for Carlsbad will now be 5-0 here in the top half of the 3rd inning. There will be an infield timeout as everyone gathers in the circle for the Roswell Lady Coyotes. And let's see, coming up to the plate now will be number 9 will be Allison Madrid, who is 0 for 0 in this contest. Walked on her first frame. And the Lady Coyotes with only 1 out. And the ball by Fuentes was hit well. Elena Tarin in the circle as she gets back on the rubber, takes the signal from Marquez. Will step back, and there's going to be the attempted curveball, and that's going to be a called strike. Five zeros will score in favor of Carlsbad. And there's the next pitch, and that's going to be ball. Ball 1. Number 9 is Allison Madrid, batting .214 on the year. She also has 2 home runs on the year. That one's going to be hit to the shortstop, and that's going to be, I'm going to call it an error. Let's see what the official scorebook calls it. I'm going to call it E6. The ball was hit hard, but I think it was playable. So the ground ball to the shortstop area, and who will be the one that committed will be Jaslyn Horton. Now coming up to the plate will be number 2, Katrina Ortega. Ball will be in the dirt for ball 1. Ortega hitting .283 on the year with 1 solo home run, according to Max Preps. Also with a triple and a double with 7 RBIs on the year. Takes the ball over to the left side, and we'll have a solid hit between the 5-6 hole. And now the Carlsbad Cave Girls with runners at first and second base. So that's a nice line drive to the left side. Now coming up to the plate will be number 14, Kendra Ortega. .211 on the year. And that one is going to be an HP hit by pitch, and now the bases are loaded, and now it's going to be decision time for the Lady Coyotes. All right, there will be a timeout. And discussion in the circle will happen. Looks like the Lady Coyotes will have the bullpen getting ready. Looks like number 14 might be Sanchez warming up. Sanchez, the sophomore. Avriel Sanchez warming up, and Marujo will take a walk back to the dugout as she has discussion with Darin and the infield. Coming up to the plate will be number 6 now, Michaela Chester, who is 1 for 1 this evening. Doubled on a ground ball as it goes over third base and to the wall and on the stand-up double. So let's see what happens here. With 1 out. Now, here's the thing. Do you want to try to get the middle and the back to get the double play, or are you going to try to go to the plate? That's the question. And that one's going to be fouled back into the grandstands for strike number 1. With the Carlsbad Cavemen with the 5-0 lead, the Coyotes are going to try to take the run away with 1 out. At least halfway. I think maybe with Chester, a strong bat, who hit a shot to the third base side, I would think maybe the middle would go back to try to attempt the double play. But it looks like at least halfway, creeping to cut off the run, will be the Coyote defense. All right, 0-1 the count. And there is going to be a fly ball to the left fielder, and there's going to be a tag out for Madrid. And another run will score, and now Ortega will advance from second to third and first to second. But the run for Madrid will now make it 6-0. So Lauren Lucero will get the second out, but Madrid will score and score safely on the tag up. And then on the throw, which will be a throw in there, will be safe. And then Ortega will also get on second base on the same error. All right, 0-1 now on the call strike to Rivera. Batting from the left side, and that's going to be a called strike. No, I'm sorry. They're going to say ball 1 outside. From this area up here, it looked like it was a strike, but they're going to say 1 ball, 1 strike to the hitter. Number 12 is going to be Faith Rivera, hitting .417. Strong hitter for the Carlsbad Cave Girls, and that's going to be a dribble over to second base. Some trouble, but Fuentes is there and stays with the ball, and it'll be 4-3 for the out. So nice play by Fuentes, and good job by staying with the ball. But the batter will be out at first base for out number 3. So middle part of the third, Carlsbad gets 3 runs on 3 hits, 3 errors on 21 pitches for Alani Tharin. Coming up for the Coyotes will be Fuentes, Horton, and Aragon. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
Started.
God dang it.
Your AC unit needs a little tender, loving care. If you don't know where to turn, you don't know jack. In fact, they're downright funky. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my ladies. Don't let any fool make you lose your cold. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, you don't know Jack. 632-2668.
My favorite drink now.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution.
All right, welcome back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM Carlsbad. We're here in Roswell, district play for Carlsbad and the Lady Coyotes. 6-0 in favor of Carlsbad. Still pitching for the Cave Girls will be number 2, Katrina Ortega. And number 14 is Kendra Ortega, the battery for Carlsbad. And defensively will be Hernandez, Fuentes, Weldon, and Rivera. Defensively left to right, third, short, second, and first base. And from the left side in the outfield will be Chester, Villa, and Madrid. All right, coming up for Roswell will be number 11, And that's going to be Aslan Fuentes. Fuentes coming in this contest batting .238 on the year with 23 plate appearances, 21 at-bats, 3 runs scored with 5 hits, has 1 jack, and that was against the Goddard Lady Rockets. All right, here comes Ortega as she steps back, delivers. The ball will be in the dirt for ball 1. And they're trying to say, hey, listen, are they trying to appeal the call? Oh, the gate open, okay. So ball 1 to the hitter, Fuentes. There's the pitch, and swing and a miss for strike number 1. So the pitcher, Katrina Ortega, with 27 pitches, 2 innings complete for the Cave Girl, Ortega, doing it for the Cave Girls in the circle here this evening in Game 1. Fuentes will foul that one back for strike number 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Score 6-0 if you're just now tuning in to KSVPTV.com. On the air in Carlsbad. There is the pitch, and that one's going to be in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Carlsbad with the lead. If you want some baseball action as well, you can tune in to KSVPTV.com baseball. And the Roswell Coyotes are taking on the Hobbs Eagles directly southwest of where I'm at. Currently 3 balls and 2 strikes to the hitter, Fuentes. As I said, Ortega is doing the job in the circle for Carlsbad. Let's see what she does here. And now will be ball 4. All right, now coming up for the Carlsbad, coming up for the Roswell Coyotes will be number 13, the 9th hitter of 9 will be Jaslyn Horton. Let's see if she'll try the attempted bunt here. And it's going to be swinging a miss for strike 1. Jaslyn Horton coming in this contest batting .500, limited plate appearances, and has currently just 3 hits. And that one's going to be ball in the dirt. So now Ortega kind of struggling here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Has 33 pitches with 2 innings complete. And there's the pitch, and that one's driven to the right side, and that's going to be caught by Madrid. And let's see if they're going to double up the Lady Coyotes, and they do. So that's going to be another base running error for the Roswell Lady Coyotes. But the ball will be in play on the fly ball. The batter will be out and caught by Madrid. And then, of course, Fuentes will be out as she is doubled off. And that will be out number 3. We'll be right back. Oh, wait a minute. Out number 2. That's going to be the double on it. We're going to come up here as we're going to go back to the top of the lineup. I beg your pardon. I misspoke. I thought it was out number 3. That's going to be out number 2. And Aragon currently the hitter. And there's going to be the ground ball over to Fuentes. And they're going to say that she bobbled over at first base. And now the error by 6. They're going to say it's going to be error on Kalian Fuentes. So the ground ball to the shortstop area. And the official book will say it is going to be confirmed to error by number 20, Fuentes. Coming up to the plate now will be Medea Patino, who bunted on her first frame, got on. This young lady right here, as I call her, the Speed Demon, does well from the right side, playing center field. Awaits the pitch, and that one's going to be off the glove of Ortega, and that will be considered a pass ball. Okay, so 1 ball, no strikes with 2 outs. And there's the pitch, and that one is going to be swinging a miss for strike number 1. Medea Patino, batting .350 on the year with 8 RBIs, 2 doubles and 2 triples. And that one's going to be ball in the dirt for ball number 2. The wind has shifted a little bit now, going directly out of center field now. It's going northeast. And there's going to be the pitch, and swing and a miss for strike 2. You know, earlier I thought that Coach Brian Santos was going to challenge that. I thought that Rivera may have came down, but they did give the error to Fuentes. And that's going to be foul to the third base side. That is going to be the 40th pitch for number 2, Katrina Ortega, who has pitched 2 2/3 inning up to this point. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 6-0 a score in favor of the Cave Girls. Ortega waiting for the signal and the pitch, and that's going to be a called strike for strike number 3 and out number 3. So the end of 3, the Roswell Lady Coyotes, no runs on no hits, 1 error, and 16 pitches. Coming out for Carlsbad will be via Weldon and Hernandez. We'll be back here in about 30 seconds. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth,
God
a
dang
dental
it.
implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced state-of-the-art dentist.
Welcome back to KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM Carlsbad. Carlsbad currently leads this game 6-0 as we begin the top half of this 4th inning. Coming up for Carlsbad will be via Weldon and Hernandez. And currently the pitcher for the Roswell Lady Coyotes will be Alani Bertarin. Currently 3 innings pitched complete with 70 pitches. And now we'll face Bianca Villa, who is 0 for 1 in this contest. She did have 1 walk on her first frame and then struck out swinging on her second frame. Now coming up on her third. Let's see what she does here. Bianca Villa, known for pretty much her speed. She can slap hit. She can put it down on the left side as well. Let's see what she does here as she faces Alani Tarin. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be outside for ball 1. Sorry for the pause. Just waiting for the mechanics from the umpire. And that's 1 ball and no strikes. And might clear the error on the scoreboard here. That one's going to be hit and line drive, so it's going to be an L4 for out number 1. And it's my understanding that Bianca Villa kind of struggling a little bit this year, but now coming up to the plate will be number 11. That's going to be Paris Weldon, batting from the right side, open stance. Now closes it up, and now there's going to be the pitch. Hit up the middle. That will be a base hit and a single. And now coming up to the plate will be number 4, Aubrey Hernandez, who is 0 for 2 on this contest. Flew out to the second baseman and then grounded out to the shortstop. She also has the open stance, and now she will close it up, and now that's going to be a strike inside. Batting 200 on the year. And that one's going to be hit to the left side, and that's going to fall for a base hit. All right, so let's go here. That's going to be credit there. Ball will be in play. All right, the hitter now will be Kaylin Fuentes, who is 1 for 2. Hit a solo home run earlier. And that's going to be ball 1. Six-zero is a score. pitch, and that one's going to be hit to center field, and that's going to be a fly out to center. And that's going to be out number 2. All right, coming up to the plate for Carlsbad will be number 9, Allison Madrid. Madrid 0 for 1. That's going to be foul back for strike 1. All right, gets back, set, ready to go. And there's the pitch, and that's going to be ball outside. All right, 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. And that one's going to be fouled back to the concession area. That's going to be strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. And the curveball will be a wild pitch, and runners will advance. So Weldon now will be safe at third base. And Hernandez also on the same pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to the hitter, Madrid, who is 0 for 1. There's the pitch, and another wild pitch, and let's see if there's going to be a play at the dish, and there's not, but Weldon will score easily on the wild pitch. And Hernandez will also advance to third base on the same traffic. And there is the pitch, and that one's going to be fouled back once again. So 82 pitches, 3 2/3 innings pitched for Bertarin. The hitter is number 9, Allison Madrid, batting .214 on the year with 2 home runs, 9 hits, and that one's going to be ball in the dirt, and that, my friends, is going to be ball 4. So now the Carlsbad K-Girls with runners at the corners with 2 outs. Coming up to the plate now will be number 2, Katrina Ortega, who is batting .283 and has currently 13 hits on the year. Looks like Marujo will call a timeout. We will too. It looks like there will be a pitching change. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ, 96.3 FM, Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed. You need with Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
All right, welcome back to KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 Carlsbad. We do have a pitching change here. And it looks like the Roswell Coyotes will now bring in Avriel Sanchez. And now I think that, was there other position changes here? It looks like Bertarin now will go to third base. Is that right? Okay, so we'll get that taken care of here. And that's going to be ball 1 to the hitter, Ortega. Looks like Aragon will go to shortstop now. And there's the pitch, and there's going to be the ground ball to the third baseman. 5-3 for out number 3. We'll be back as the Carlsbad K-Girls with the lead, 7-0. Thanks for listening, KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a...
All right, welcome back to Lady Coyote Softball, KSVPTV.com, 96.3 FM Carlsbad. And the Cave Girls with the lead, 7-0. And in the middle part of the fourth inning, the Carlsbad Cave Girls got 1 run with 2 hits, no errors on 14 pitches. Coming up for the Lady Coyotes will be Ornelas. And let's see if the Lady Coyotes can get something started here. We did have substitutions here for the Lady Coyotes. Defensively, it looked like Aragon did go to shortstop, and Fuentes was out of the game. Horton was playing shortstop originally, went to second base, and Alani Tarin was actually pitching and then went to third base. So everything was pretty much positional, and then, of course, Fuentes exits the game. So now, hitting for the Roswell Coyotes will be Bella Ornelas, who is 0 for 1, pitching for the Carlsbad Cave Girls will be number 2, Katrina Ortega. And there's the pitch, and that's going to be fouled to the left side for strike number 1. We've been talking about hitting and defense all this time, but let's talk about pitching for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. Number 2 is Ortega, who is currently pitching, or the start of pitching of this game, has a 6.05 ERA with 2 wins, 2 losses. And as of right now, I have 3 pages here of statistics for both squads. That's going to be upstairs for ball 1. Carlsbad with 3 or 4 pitchers on their rosters, and it looks like it is also documented in Max Preps, ball 2 to the hitter Bella Ornelas. So 2 balls and a strikes with no outs. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be fouled back for strike 2. So Bella currently 0 for 1 this evening. Struck out looking on her first frame. And there's the pitch, and that's going to be upstairs for ball 3. Bella Ornelas wearing jersey number 5, currently batting .535 on the year. Has the highest batting average for the Roswell Lady Coyotes. And a nice AB for Ornelas as she draws ball 4. So now the Roswell Lady Coyotes with the runner at first base. And coming up for the Lady Coyotes will be number 10, will be Bear Tarin. Alani Tarin is 0 for 1. Struck out on her first frame. And that's going to be ball 1. One ball, no strikes. And make that 1-1 now as the ball goes back to the screen for strike 1. $7-0 is your score if it is now tuning in and listening down in Carlsbad. in favor of the Carlsbad Cave Girls. That one's going to be ball 2. The pitcher, again, is Katrina Ortega. Currently has 50 pitches, 3 innings complete. We are here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. There's the pitch, and swing and a miss. So that's going to be upstairs above letters. Bella Ornelas at first base as she got on with base on balls. There's the pitch, and that's going to be upstairs for ball number 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. To the hitter, Alani Tarin. All right, Ortega steps back and will pitch, and that's going to be a called strike for out number 1 as she tries the inside corner and was successful. All right, coming up to the plate will be number 3, Emily Marquez, who is batting .224 on the year with 55 plate appearances up to this point. 49 at-bats, 6 runs scored, 11 hits, and 14 RBIs. She has 1 jack on the year, and that was against Hobbs just recently. The throw down from Ortega over to Rivera. And it looks like Bella Ornelas will be safe at first base. Let's see if Emily Marcus is set to go here. She is 0 for 1 this evening. So it looks like it's going to be 2 balls and no strikes to the hitter, Marquez. And there's the pitch, and that one's going to be fouled back for strike number 1. 2 balls and a strike with an out. Mark is 0 for 1. She flew out to second base earlier. And there's going to be the pitch, and that's going to be ball inside. So 3 balls and a strike. And there's the pitch, and ball 4. So now the Lady Coyotes have runners at first and second base. Coming up will be number 4, Lauren Lucero, who is 0 for 1. Flew out to the pitcher. All right, let's get our document set here as we reset, and that's going to be strike 1 on the called strike. So 0-1 with 1 out. The score is 7-0 as the Carlsbad Cave Girls with the lead. We'll talk about rosters and schedules here in just a moment. That's going to be ball inside for ball 1. This is the second part of the season, as I say. You have the first part is just regular season tournament play. Second part is tournament play as far as district is concerned. And then the third part of the season is the state tournament if you make it. And right now, this is going to be the second part of the season for the Lady Coyotes and for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. And that's going to be another ball. So 2 balls and the strikes to the hitter, Lauren Lucero. It kind of looks like Ortega is kind of struggling a little bit here in this bottom half of the 4th inning with 61 pitches. And that one's down the middle, and it's going to be hit foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out to the hitter, Lucero. Lucero hitting .339 on the year. Good hitter with 19 hits on the year. Let's see what Ortega does here, as that's going to be dribbled back to the pitcher, 1 of 3 for out number 2. Runners will advance. And now coming up to the plate will be Elena Tarin. Tarin 0 for 1. Had a nice shot to the left side earlier. And there's going to be the throw down from Ortega over to Hernandez. Bella Ornelas slides head first safely. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes with 2 outs, and Elena Tarin trying to get her Lady Coyotes on the board here. There is the pitch, and that's going to be a base hit, and there's going to be a throw to the dish, and there will be 1 run scored, but a nice throw from Chester to Ortega to get Marquez for out number 3. We're going to take a break. We'll come back as the Carlsbad Cavemen will be up in the top half of the 5th inning. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
Our new business solution is providing an amazing Wi-Fi experience. Frankie's Cafe is booming more than ever. I'm here, undercover, to check it out.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Hi. Would you mind taking a video I can upload to TikTok?
Oh, this happens a lot. Sure, I'm a TikTok guy. Oh, you can add different music.
Oh, no, I meant, can you take a video of us?
And that's called a photo.
(7-1) now is the score in favor of the Carlsbad Cave Girls at the end of 4. There was 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 24 pitches. Coming up for the Carlsbad Cave Girls now will be Ortega, Chester, and Rivera. As we mentioned earlier, we have Sanchez in relief. Here for the Lady Coyotes. Bertarin originally started the game. See if we can get you some statistics here, pitching-wise, for Alani Tarin. Alani Tarin did have 3 2/3 inning pitch. She faced 23 batters and allowed 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 of those being earned, 3 base on balls with only 2 strikeouts. Now currently with an ERA of 11.45 of today's contest. Now coming up will be the Carlsbad Cave Girls will face the new pitcher, Sanchez. The hitter is number 14, Katrina Ortega. Ortega batting .211 on the year. We'll talk a little bit about statistics and rosters, and we'll also talk about the top 25 in the state of New Mexico, according to Max Preps. Ball 1 to the hitter, Ortega. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be hit well to the left side as Ortega will round first, and let's see if she will get into second base, and she slides in for the double. So line drive to the left side will give the Carlsbad Cave Girls a runner in scoring position. Now we'll bring up number 6 will be Michaela Chester, who is 1 for 2 in this contest, doubled on the ground ball to the third base side and then flew out to the left side as well, facing Sanchez here in the top half of this 5th inning. Carlsbad with the lead 7-1. There's going to be the pitch, and that one is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 1. Carlsbad, who is currently 10-6 on the year, 2-0 in district play, ranked 12th in the classification. We'll talk about their schedule here. And as I mentioned, 6 losses for Carlsbad. There's going to be the changeup. It's going to be upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carlsbad losing on March 14th to Silver City 7-6, along to Las Cruces losing 15-7, and then, of course, losing to Centennial 3-2. There's going to be a foul ball for strike 2 to the hitter Chester. And Carlsbad also lost to a tough Alamogordo squad, 9-7, and then lost to Hobbs 11-10. And then everything else has been victories for the Carlsbad Cave Girls, winning some games to Belen Roswell in extra innings. And then to Lovington, Trisco Heritage Academy, Los Lunas. That one ball is roped, hit hard. 1 hop the fence, and that's going to be a stand-up double. So an RBI single, an RBI double to Chester. Let's get that in the book here. And now coming up to the plate will be number 12, Rivera, who is 1 for 2 in the contest. She grounded out one time, then singled up the middle. Now ball 1. Other victories for Carlsbad were against Artesia 2 times, and then against Clovis twice. And there's the pitch, and that's going to be outside for ball 2. Is that correct? Two balls and no strikes with no outs. The new pitcher for the Coyotes is Avi Sanchez. That one's going to be hit up the middle again as well. Let's see if Santos will score Chester, and he will tell her to go around third and go ahead and score. And she scores safely on the double, the RBI double from Rivera. Excuse me, RBI single. All right, coming up will be the leadoff hitter, Bianca Villa, who is 0 for 2, attempts to bunt, and that's going to be outside for ball 1. No outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. Bianca Villa tries to bunt again. That's going to be ball outside. Ball 2. A very, very windy evening here in Roswell. There's the pitch, and that's going to be upstairs for ball 3. Let's see if Brian Santo will have Bianca just take. So 3 balls and no strikes. And there's the pitch by Sanchez, and that will hit Villa in the head for ball 4, or an HP. Let's go ahead and call it HP since it hit her. So she will trot over to first base. Now coming up to the plate will be number 11, Paris Weldon, and a timeout called for the Roswell Coyotes. Now let's go ahead and talk about 5A softball here. Coming in the 1 spot here, according to Max Press, is the Centennial Lady Hawks, followed by La Cueva in the 2nd spot. In the 3rd spot will be Mayfield, followed by Siebel in the 4. Ranked 5th is Alamogordo, followed by the 6th seed, Piedra Vista, the Panthers. And the 7th seed is the Las Cruces Lady Dogs. And the 8th and 9th hole will be Oregon Mountain, followed by Carlsbad. And then in the 10th spot will be Las Lunas. Rio Rancho in the 11th spot, Hobbs in the 12th spot, Artrisco Heritage in the 13th spot, Farmington 14, Sandia 15, Albuquerque 16, Volcano 17, Cleveland 18, El Dorado 19, and the Lady Coyotes coming in the 20th spot. Went from 21 to 20th in the 5A classification. The hitter is Weldon, will have strike 1. There's the pitch as it's in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carlsbad with runners at first and second base. Villa at first. Rivera at second base. The hitter is Weldon with the open stance, who is 2 for 3 in the first contest. That's going to be upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Weldon grounded out to the shortstop on her first frame, and then got on base, double on a fly ball to center field, and singled up the middle as well. And now the pitcher is Sanchez for the Lady Coyotes. There's the pitch, and that's going to be outside. There's going to be the throw to first from Marcus to Tarin. And I'm real surprised that Rivera didn't advance on the throw to first base. Carlsbad with runners at first and second base. 3-1 count is the 3-1 count, and there's going to be the pass ball. Unfortunately, that will be ball number 4. All right, coming up to the plate now will be number 4, Aubrey Hernandez, who is batting .200 with 2 home runs. No outs, so now the infield fly rule will be in effect. The Lady Coyotes have the infield in, and that's going to be a called strike inside corner. Nice pitch by Sanchez. I'm not sure if I would try to get the infield in just now with no outs. But that's going to be foul for strike number 2. You're down 9-1. The infield's in. Let's see if the runners will hold on a line drive. There's the pitch. And the changeup in the dirt. Ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Bases are loaded for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. Open stance for Hernandez. Closes it up, and that's going to be a called strike and a great pitch for out number 1. And now coming up to the plate will be Kalian Fuentes, who is 1 for 3. Had a deep home run earlier with bases loaded. Dangerous hitter here for Carlsbad, and that's going to be strike 1 on the call strike on the outside corner. To the hitter, Kalian Fuentes, facing Sanchez. Infield still in for the Coyotes. There's the pitch. That one's going to be hit hard to the left gap. 1 run will score, and it looks like Villa around third and score again, and it's going to be a double for Kalian Fuentes. So Rivera and Villa will score, and the 2 RBI double for Fuentes. And now the Carlsbad K-Girls now will have Fuentes and Weldon at second and third base. We'll bring up Madrid, who is 0 for 1, and there's going to be a ground ball to second base. But another run will score for Carlsbad. So now you have the score 12-1. Now coming up to the plate will be number 2, will be Katrina Ortega. Ortega, who is 2 for 3, draws ball 1. Ortega has 2 hits to the left side between the 5-6 hole and had 1 out. She grounded out to the third base. And that's going to be ball upstairs as Sanchez tries inside. 2 balls, no strikes. And Sanchez steps back and delivers. And that one is going to be foul for strike number 1. Two balls and a strike with 2 outs. I'll see if I can get you an update from around the state, at least softball scores. I'll try to get a score from the baseball game as the Roswell Coyotes taking on the Hobbs Eagles. Looks like there is movement in the bullpen for Roswell. That one's going to be fouled back. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Score is 12-1 in favor of Carlsbad. We're here in the top half of the 5th inning. Your hitter is number 2, Katrina Ortega. Your pitcher in this first game for Carlsbad. Sanchez steps back, will deliver, and there's the changeup, and that's going to be ball number 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. The Lady Coyotes in regular depth now. And that's going to be swing and a miss for strike 3. It looks like there's going to be a drop third strike. Let's get that score correctly. And it looks like Marquez will deliver over to first base for out number 3. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground, moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever, and enjoying the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand what this feels like, you just have to get in the seat.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit.
All right, welcome back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ, 96.3 FM, Carlsbad. Roswell Coyotes, I should say the Lady Coyotes taking on the Lady Cave Girls from Carlsbad, New Mexico. The score is 12-1 as we begin the bottom half of the fifth inning. Carlsbad had 5 runs on 4 hits with no errors, 31 more pitches for your pitcher, Ortega. Coming up for Roswell here in the bottom half of this fifth inning will be Fuentes, Horton, and we'll find out who the next hitter will be as there were substitutions made. Looks like now we'll, instead of having Fuentes, it will be Sanchez in place. Sanchez wearing jersey number 14. So Sanchez bats from the left side. Okay, she goes to the right side. All right, I thought it was almost like her sister. I thought she was going to bat from the left side again, but no, she is going to be the righty. So Abriel Sanchez with her first at-bat here this evening, facing Ortega, and that's going to be an HP, and now Sanchez will get a free bag over at first base. And now coming up will be number 13, Jaslyn Horton. Jaslyn Horton, 0 for 1. She flew out to right field, and then there was a doubled up situation in that frame. I will be real honest with you. I am impressed with Horton the last few games. She got the start at shortstop tonight, and then, of course, the substitutions were made, and she was put over at second base. I know against Hobbs she got some reps, played second base, and got a couple of good hits, and then drove the ball over to the right side here in game 1. That one's going to be strike 1 as it's felled back. So 0-1. 12-1 is a score in favor of Carlsbad. And that's going to be ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Roswell Lady Coyotes are going to have to score at least 2 more runs to keep this going. There's the pitch again, and that one's going to be hit hard and just foul. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. To the hitter, Jaslyn Horton. As we mentioned earlier, Jaslyn Horton wearing jersey number 13, batting .500 into this ball game, has had limited bats, has 3 hits though. Let's see what she does here. And that's going to be ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carlsbad, regular depth in the middle. That's going to be a, nice play by Weldon. At first I thought if they would have been in double play depth, they could have had it, but looks like Horton will hit the ground ball up the middle. Weldon with a nice job, well done, as it will be 4 unassisted on the, let's go to this first. I was going to call it on the fielder's choice here. It will be on the fielder's choice. And now coming up to hit for Roswell will be number 12, Aragon. And it's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike. And there's the pitch, and that one's going to be hit to the second baseman. 4-6, and they're going to call Aragon safe. I'm not sure. That's not the umpire behind the plate's call. And I'm going to have to, in my opinion, and my opinion doesn't matter, but it looked like it was a 4-6-3 out. There's going to be question and a timeout here, so there's going to be discussion. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 South.
All right, we are back. As the 4-6-3 was unsuccessful, they're going to call the fielder's choice 4-6. Carlsbad now with 2 outs. Aragon, they're going to say Aragon beat the throw. I am going to disagree with it. I thought it was a 4-6-3, but it is what it is. There's the hitter now for the Roswell Lady Coyotes will be Mireya Patino, 1 for 2 on the evening. We'll have ball 1. Patino has singled on a bunt and then struck out looking this evening, and there's the pitch, and that one's going to be swinging a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. The score is 12-1. Kyle's in trouble here in this first game. Let's see if Patino can keep the Kyles going here as Ortega will deliver, and that's going to be fouled back for strike 2. At the conclusion of this game, we'll take about a 60-second break. We'll go over statistics for Game 1, and then we'll close it out for about 10-15 minutes and get ready for Game 2. But this game is not over just yet, as Ortega will deliver, and that's going to be fouled back again. So Ortega with 78 pitches, 4 2/3 innings pitched up to this point. Hasn't been a complete game just yet. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the hitter, Patino. This young lady has some speed, plays well in center field, and that's going to be a good takedown. It's going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Patino batting from the right side. Awaits the pitch. There's the pitch, and that, my friends, is going to be a called strike for strike number 3 and out number 3. And that will be Game 1 as the Carlsbad Cavemen win 12-1. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk about Game 1 and some statistics. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad.
Hi, my name's Chance with Trustmark Roofing and Windows, and here's what you should expect during your window inspection. Upon my arrival, we receive a 15-minute courtesy call letting you know I'm on the way. Once I'm in your home, I'm going to be checking for moisture indication, functionality, and any kind of energy efficiency improvements to the inside and outside of your home. After my inspection, I'll give you my professional opinion, and then you can decide whether you want a no-obligation quote. Myself or the office will contact you to set up a date when I can show you my products and options to best suit your needs. So when choosing windows, choose Trustmark Roofing and Windows. Our goal is to give you a 5-star service and get you what you deserve, and that's the best.
Welcome back, KSVPTV.com. And Carlsbad Cave Girls win Game 1, 12-1. Just a real quick recap of the game. We'll talk about the pitching for Carlsbad. It will be Katrina Ortega that will get the win. 5 innings complete with only allowing 2 hits and 1 run, one of those being earned run, and 3 base on balls with 5 strikeouts, and of course no home runs. And the losing pitcher for the Roswell Lady Coyotes will be Alani Bertarin, who pitched 3 2/3 innings, and will actually have allowed 8 hits on 7 runs, 6 of those being earned, 3 base on balls with 2 strikeouts, and allowed 1 home run. And Sanchez came in relief, 1 1/3 inning pitch, 4 hits on 5 runs, with 5 of those being earned, 1 base on ball with 2 strikeouts. So that is the statistics there for the pitching category. And as far as hitting for Carlsbad, just some of the standouts here at this point, we had actually Fuentes, who was 2 for 4, hit a nice bomb to the left side, had 3 RBIs, and also was number 6, Michaela Chester, with 3 RBIs, who was actually 2 for 3. And just a total of 4 strikeouts for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. Total amounts was 27 at-bats, 12 runs scored, 12 hits with 9 RBIs, 4 of those with base on balls and 4 strikeouts. And for the Roswell Lady Coyotes, had 16 total at-bats with only 1 run with 2 hits, and 1 of those with an RBI, 3 base on balls with 5 strikeouts. So that will do it for Game 1. And now the Lady Coyotes now will fall to 5-12 on the year, 1-2 in district play. And for the Carlsbad Cave Girls will be 11-6, 3-0 in district play. We'll be back here in about 10-15 minutes as we begin Game 2. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM Carlsbad. We'll be right back.